This H1N1 flu has had its biggest impact in Mexico, where it's claimed a number of lives and infected hundreds more. That's why I've asked Congress to close some of the biggest tax loopholes exploited by some of our most profitable corporations to avoid paying their fair share, or in some cases paying taxes at all. And when corporations and other special interests take to the airwaves, whoever is running and funding the ad would have to appear in the advertisement and claim responsibility for it, like a company's CEO or an organization's biggest contributor. When special interests take to the airwaves, whoever is running and funding the ad would have to appear in the advertisement and take responsibility for it, like a company's CEO or an organization's biggest contributor. To move forward with the biggest annual spending cut in history. And it's my sincere hope that we can continue to come together. Without a doubt, one of the biggest burdens over the last few months has been the price of gasoline. Maybe it's just asking about their day or taking a walk together, but the smallest moments can have the biggest impact. So that means, yes, we have to make serious budget cuts, but it's not right to ask middle-class families to pay more for college before we ask the biggest corporations to pay their fair share of taxes. This is one of the biggest ships in the Navy, and on Friday it was home to one of the most unique college basketball games I've ever seen. It's about the biggest challenge we face as a country, rebuilding our economy so that once again hard work pays off, responsibility is rewarded, and anyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from, can make it if they try. That's the economy America deserves. That's the economy on a recovery from the recession. It's kept millions of families in debt and unable. We found out that a big mistake at one of our biggest banks resulted in a $2 billion loss. And if you remember, that was when our economy created nearly 23 million new jobs, the biggest budget surplus in history, and millionaires were doing pretty well to boot. Today, we know the biggest cause of that crisis was reckless behavior in the housing market. And in the end, we secured a $25 billion settlement from the biggest banks, one of the biggest settlements in history, and used it to provide relief to families all across America. The wealthiest individuals and the biggest corporations shouldn't be able to take advantage of loopholes and deductions that aren't available to most Americans. And these reforms must go hand in hand with eliminating excess spending in our tax code so that the wealthiest individuals and biggest corporations can't take advantage of loopholes and deductions that aren't available to most Americans. We need to keep laying down rules of the road that protect homeowners when they're making the biggest purchase of their lives. And in Maryland, I rallied the leaders of some of America's biggest tech companies to help us make sure all our kids have access to high-speed internet and up-to-date technology to help them learn the skills they need for the new economy. Well, that's why we proposed a plan to tie federal financial aid to a college's performance and create a new college scorecard so that students and parents can see which schools provide the biggest bang for your buck.